how close to the original plan has this been? When you started, did you say it's going to end like this or it'll be like this, or has it always just shifted?
Um, we have like a rough sense of like where we wanted it to go every season that we've mostly stuck with. I'm very grateful that Amazon to allow us to go 5 years, because when you have an endpoint in mind, you can sort of build out the architecture of it. So we kind of always knew in the broadest possible sense, but you want to leave a lot of space because you want the writers to surprise you, you want the actors to surprise you. Actors are going to do something that you just weren't counting on, and so then you start writing to it. Like it's a mistake for shows to suffocate themselves with too much mythology of this happens and then this happens and then this happens. It ends up being quite bloodless. So you need to give it lots of room to breathe.
Well, Anthony, was it what you thought it was going to be, or has it really changed a lot?
It's evolved as we've gone. I mean, I came in without a lot of expectation. All I'd seen was the first episode when I came on board, and there's a very broad brushstroke example of what the character is. There's two scenes. There's one where he's a good guy, one where he kills a man and his child in a plane. So it's all, there's very obvious, like, he's a person of duality. He's a masked baddie. But that we've been able to psychologically really dig in and go deep with that and create a pretty well fleshed out character, I think. And I think that's why people have responded to it. And it, like Eric said, it's a credit. There's no suffocation in this. It's an open court where people are bringing their ideas in. It's anchored over it. We drape those ideas over a rock solid core in the writing that these guys cook up before the season even starts. So it's a great sandpit to play in.
Are you ready for him to be done?
No.
I mean, he's such a juicy character. I would think, oh, I want to play this all the time.
Like what I would say, man, it'll be sad because I love it. I also love this collaboration with Eric specifically, but also we got a great team, man. And I've said that before in interviews on other shows. It's kind of stock actor response, but in this case, I actually mean it. It's a beautiful bunch of people that are super talented and creative. So I'll be sad to see it go on a human level. But I would hate, I've done this before and it was really awful. I would hate this show to be good and then drag itself through the mud a little bit at the end. I love that we know that the finish is coming, so we get to enjoy the job, each other, the moment, and really soak it in.
Is there something to read into his hair color? He seemed blonder in the beginning, and as he gets darker and older and whatever, he's darker.
I'm going to pass the baton on this one. Pass the baton to Eric.
No, that's I should say though, let me redo that. Yes, we have very specifically and intentionally, counted how many blonde, how many dark per season, and then we're moving that ratio up. I think it's just, it's 6 years since we first started shooting, right? So we all are evolving as we go.
Yeah. Has there ever been anything that the Amazon people said, no, you can't do that? Because this is so outrageous. I mean, it goes so far that there had to have been something, right?
No, they're pretty great. I cannot think of a single thing. They trust that we're going to ground it in character. They trust that, there's always going to be a story point. We don't really talk about the shocking stuff in the room that much. We spend a lot of time talking about character and thematics and like, how do we use this metaphor of superpower to reflect what's happening in the world? And because once you add in all of these superpowers and you give them to regular people, like violent effed up stuff is just gonna happen. And so it's only through like coming up with that metaphor that we land on some of these crazy things, because you're just taking our world, Ant has said before, and I really like this, it's like you're taking our world and then you're just injecting it with steroids. And so what you get is this insane, sometimes violent thing. But
Well,
it's just our world in a funhouse mirror, really.
hey, thank you so much. I've enjoyed so much of it. So you better end right. I'm counting on you.
Okay, we'll do our best.